Well, hello everyone, and happy whatever. What day are we on? Happy Tuesday. Had a bit of a weekend, a bit of a start to my week. So I'm a little bit off my rhythm at the moment, but we're here. We're gonna work on some GM prep stuff. We're gonna get into that pretty quick, probably. Probably won't yap too much today. Although my dog is outside, so maybe I should yap until he wants to come in. But he's been hanging out there for like 30 minutes. I keep peeking out. And he's just laying there. He's just laying there. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll stall for him for a brief couple of moments and then let him on in when we hear him. And if he doesn't want to come in a few minutes, we'll just get started. So, I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend, and the start of your week is treating you well. I am, just now realizing I forgot to do some things today, but whatever, I'll do them tomorrow before Pathfinder. It's fine. Yeah. I had a quick trip to the ER over the weekend. Just cause. Just cause. Sometimes you're a hypochondriac and you start feeling. You feel like one set of heart palpitations, and then you keep feeling them all weekend, and then you go into the ER and they say, nothing is wrong. So, thus is the life of a hypochondriac. But, and then I got a huge sinus headache yesterday, so I didn't want to hop on with that, so I let that subside. Was able to kick that after about 4 or 5 hours after it started. So, I was just relaxing with my dog yesterday, and it was honestly a very, very nice day. So that's kind of been my week. I know it's been a couple of weeks since we streamed, actually. I did not end up doing jam prep last week because I was ahead. I was ahead of the group. And now we're behind. This is how it works. So, oh yeah, right. I got to recap like 2 sessions because of that. But they're both kind of similar. Yeah, they're like a 2-parter of the same thread. So I think that's fine. Is the music a little too loud? I think it's a little too loud. I turned it down, and then this song is cranking. Okay, that should be good. So we'll go on to, maybe not here, we'll go to the, that's the map. There we go. Here we go. So, the last 2 sessions, kind of like the last half of 2 sessions ago and the first half of last session, we're dealing with Steris tracking down one of her vengeance site targets. She found out that he was kind of not a dirtbag. Everyone she's run into was, in her judgment, pretty bad person. Pretty big dirtbag. And so, I just realized I did not stall for my dog at all. So I'm probably gonna get it interrupted here, but that's fine. Started having some like second thoughts maybe about immediately killing this guy. Did get some information from him. I think I just heard my dog. I'll be right back. All right, we now have dog. As I was saying, Steris determined that Ander was perhaps not a huge dirtbag. After all, I don't know why we need the map. We don't really need the map right now. We'll get back to it in a minute. They heard some sounds that they had been hearing, the sounds of the moon throwing moonflowers down upon the landscape, but several of these sounded pretty close by. And Ander said, we saw one of these creatures. We heard sounds like this just the other day. And then one of these plant-like creatures came rolling on out, and it took 15 of us to take it down. And we almost lost a couple even then with just one. Please help us. And the party agreed pretty quickly. I thought there might be some pushback of like... The other part of it is that his sister went to the village. So that was part of his appeal. That his sister went into town. Those sounds came from the direction of town. So please help me save the town and my sister. So they went and they did that. They cleaned them up rather handily. Knowing that these flowers are weak to fire, at this point, they've started to learn the strengths and weaknesses of these plants. I recommend kind of reusing enemies over time. Maybe introduce one early as like a strong enemy, and then reintroduce them as like a group. Now that the party kind of knows how to deal with them, and the party is a little bit higher level, that's been like a fun sequence of things. Although I think I've got to cut out the moonflowers pretty well. I think the party's going to cut out the moonflowers pretty quick. They're talking about going to the moon and stopping this business. So. Afterward, Ander found his sister, checked on her. Steris saw that there was a bit of an exchange there. Saw kind of like a worried look on his sister's face, but he kind of like comforted her. She did not sneak up and like eavesdrop at all. Waited until they were done speaking and then kind of like took Ander out to the edge of town. Ander was kind of like... Ander knew what was happening this whole time. It was like, right, I know who you are. I tried to find you after my group. This group of mercenaries was like hired to kill Steris' family. And he's like, I tried to find you. Tried to find you after what we did. I got knocked out early in the fight. I realized after like your sister spared my life that we were doing the wrong thing. That this was not in fact a den of Medusas. Anyone new here? Sorry, there's a lot of information you're missing. I don't know how to catch people up on the mountain of context that leads to this peak. But hopefully you're following along. And so that's kind of what he was saying this whole time. He was like, I know why you're here. You're here to kill me. That's okay. I did wrong. And if that's why you're here, I'm not going to stop you. Steris decided, after seeing Ander's sister, kind of said, look, it would be wrong of me to take you from your sister. And you should put that sword to use. We're getting into some tumultuous times. You should put that sword to use to protect your sister and keep her close. And he kind of, like, not expecting that mercy, was like, I absolutely will. I absolutely will. If there's anything I can do for you and your group, I will happily do anything I can to help. This goes on for a time. Turris summons up the portal to his tower, and they offer to bring Ander along, which I didn't expect. Steris ends up forgiving Ander, and this unlocks a power adjacent to her vengeance site called, I think it's like Mercy. It might just be Mercy Sight. It might be like Gaze of Mercy or something. Gaze of something like that. And it's going to be some kind of like healing power. It lets her like see wounded allies in fog and concealment and that kind of thing. And also is going to give her access to like a cone heal of some sort. So that's kind of where that all landed. There was a brief moment where Steris heard some voices. The voice of her patron dedicated to vengeance, dedicated to war, really. Saying things like he should not be forgiven, that kind of thing. She made a will save and kind of realized that it was actually her voice leading that charge and not that of her patron. And the patron had previously explained that the gift of the Vengeance Sight kind of like focuses your own anger and hatred to turn it into a weapon of war. And Steris, with that realization, kind of understood that she didn't need to kill Ander to satisfy her patron necessarily. Yeah. And this patron I'm turning into be a little bit more gray, not like straight up evil exactly. Might be a mistake. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. He's kind of a force of nature, but he's not... That's not all there is to him, I guess. So, we actually started the session somewhere else. We started with Isha getting... Isha, who's not currently with the party. Isha has split up with the party to deliver the queen safely back home, among some other things. And Isha was delivered her relic. That is going to be kind of this artifact, this piece of equipment that evolves as the characters level up. Everyone else has gotten one except Turkan, who's about to get one. So, speaking of, the party then ventured from the village up toward the mountain where they know that the Ark's Systinium is kept. They activated the amulet that they have gotten from the royal family of this area that reveals the location of the Ark's Systinium and kind of like disables all the traps and tests to get in. And found their way to this cave with the Eye of the Eagle that showed kind of like a bird's eye view of like where to go. And then when they got close, this spectral eagle showed them the path up the mountain that would be the easiest for them and keep them out of sight of some of these other interlopers that were around. Then they got into the labyrinth inside the cave that led downward into the mountain. They found, first of all, outside, they saw the camp of some mercenaries that were hired to excavate this place, find this place from a evil noble that they ran into a little earlier. Didn't interact with them at all. Saw that they've been having a bad time. There were some effectively body bags outside their camp of people who have fallen in the line of duty. And when they entered the labyrinth, they saw maybe where that happened. They saw that there was one of these Amber and Ash mercenary folks with a spectral sword pinning him to the wall. Saw that this labyrinth was guarded by ghosts from conflicts long past. And then the amulet's Eye of the Mountain activated so they could see all of these ghosts. And the ghosts, recognizing this gift that was given to the royal family of this area, pointed them in the right direction rather than harrying them and stopping their progress. Until they got to the middle of the labyrinth, where, and this map is quite crude, but they got to the middle of the labyrinth and saw this spectral, this ghost-like minotaur that looked at Turkan, saw that he was wearing some of the regalia of who Turkan knows as Vezgal, this long-dead goddess, that the Minotaur used to serve, that kind of saved the Minotaur, actually, from like a life of war to one of guardianship and stewardship. And he's mad. He's like, what are you doing here with the blessings of the Four? You seem to follow Vezgal, but why do you now do the Four's bidding? Is kind of what this ghost's perspective is. So even though they have the Eye of the Mountain upon them, this ghost is gonna have a big old fight with Turkan about it. Probably a big old duel from the way everyone else is talking about it. Bait turned into a generic token. That's interesting. I'll have to ask Moto about that. So we're gonna have a one-on-one here in a moment at the start of next session, I think. So that's kind of where we ended. And then if they get past this, they will be venturing down into the antechamber of the Ark's Systinium, which we've already mapped that out. We'll be mapping out the Ark's Systinium proper. Since they have the amulet, since they have the Triskelion, they might be able to get into the Arks without having to explore the whole outside too much. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I might need to have the whole Arks ready to go, even though I thought they might mill around in the antechamber for a little bit. I could have could have a thing to delay them further. I'll decide by tomorrow. I'll decide by tomorrow. Okay. So that was last session. But now, let us fill out the session sheet for the next session. Session S3E4. And the campaign is monsters. All correct, all correct. Character review. I'm just going to copy this straight over. Hello, Joe. I have dog. Thank you, dog. Hello. Oh, belly rubs? Okay. Okay, a little bit. Okay. I know I kind of prompted them. All right. So we got the character review. I don't know if there'll be a way here to highlight music without a concert, but perhaps, well, there is. Scene's going to be the one to open up the door with the puzzle box, the music box they have. Play to the regular folk, not going to be relevant here. Turkan, we're giving him the one-on-one with the Honorable Warrior. Follower of Vezgal, he's going to get his relic this session, so I don't need to worry about Turkan too much here. Tourists liking diplomatic solutions probably won't come up. Probably. But we're approaching the arcs, which is a structure with an intelligent but not sentient soul. Core, rather. Basically, this place has a computer, and he'll be interacting with that for sure. So that'll be fun. Steris is a tricky one to highlight in this session, but Steris did just have a whole session. Like, half that session was about Steris, so I'm not too worried about it. And Isha, I do want to highlight some things. I don't know how much, some things going on back in Rudel, but I don't know how, I don't know if I want to delay the duel with it. Probably I will a little bit. Probably I will. Have a quick one. Okay. Scenes. So I think we got through all of the scenes last time. Steris and Ander Part 2. Finding the arcs. Yeah. So we've got to write some scenes up. I usually have a whole keyed thing for, like, dungeons. This one feels fairly straightforward and self-explanatory, so I don't know if I need to write a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't think I need to write a bunch of lines for any of the rooms, but we'll see how I feel once I have everything together. Let's reveal the secrets. Let's review the secrets and clues. We're gonna leave the vague level change and what still remains ones. Vezgal's wardens defended this area fiercely once. That could come up for sure. We aren't gonna run into anything about the soldiers for sure now. Or the sailors, rather. Many of the people created by the Four actually exist before their arrival. We can keep that one. The Four came here not just to hide, but to build an army. They could definitely find that out here. Something, yeah, the taboo area where a creature lurks is fine. Evil Eye is in charge of something is fine. The Rotting Mother one is fine, but might not. It'd be tricky for this one to show up this session, but maybe we'll keep it. If the Seraph gains control of the ley line nexuses, you can usurp the Four as the prime deity of the world. Could be. Could come up. We'll keep that one because I'm lazy. So we need one more secret or clue that could come up here. Okay. There's a lot here potentially about Isha, actually. Not sure. I always struggle with the secrets and clues. There's a lot about Isha, but I know where they'll get that information. They will get it from talking to a familiar that's going to be in the keep. Familiar of one of the four, one of the gods of the world that have been sealed away. Yeah, let's see. Poncherson Encordant was the first. Let's see. Quickly negotiated for peace on behalf of the Guardians of the Land. Kezgal only sacrificed herself. This is kind of 2-in-1, but we'll see. So that her people would remain unbound by the four. Okay. Okay, scenes. It's not a ton I gotta outline here. I feel like a lot of this dungeon is well set in my head. We'll see if I come to regret that very quickly. Let's see. Open on. Isha wants to have 2 scenes. Rather, I have a scene that I want Isha to have, and then Isha has a scene that she wants to have. Might just have 2 Isha scenes. Might have one after the break. And one right at the start. So I think we'll open on discussing Martel. Let's see. So, in the throne room. Isha, Lady Ordine, Ida Wolf, and Morgan, well, and the Queen are all present. Flesh that out more later. And then reopen on Turkon. Let's see. Yeah, on Turkon's fight. The ghost rolls higher in initiative. Wow, I can't type today. He immediately, let's see, slaps the ring on the front of his armor. And basically gets railgunned into Trigon, the whole thing, with the armor that he's wearing. So. He'll have a line or two first. He'll reiterate, like... Let's see. You wear her regalia. Why do you come here with gifts of the four? Why do you come to do their bidding? And then they fight about it. They have a fight about it. I'm not going to spend too long on these scenes today because I feel like I have a pretty good... The shape of them is pretty well set in my head. But I want a place to write some notes. Let's see. Enabling the bridge to the arcs. A tablet in Utopian with multiple dialects. All the way up to Modern Common. Eye of Eternity on the amulet allows everyone to read it. I am prepping for my session tomorrow. We're going into a bit of a dungeon. This is basically just my session sheet that I use to keep things in order. It's kind of like loosely or tightly based on the Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master's prep sheet. It lets me be... helps me improvise so I can spend more time like over prepping everything I love over prepping, like this map that we're gonna get to in a little bit, which doesn't look like it's over prepped until you realize that it's got multiple layers going on. So yeah. So that's kind of what we're working on. They're going into a dungeon that they'll probably be seeing a lot of tomorrow. But they always slow down a lot when they get into dungeons, so who knows? Who knows? I might be pleasantly surprised at how long it takes them to get through everything. We'll see. So right now I'm just prepping some like scenes that I know will take some time. And really just kind of getting an outline of kind of the order that I think they'll go in. And the things that I don't want to forget. But I have a lot of mapping to do, so I'm probably gonna zoom through this as much as I can at the moment. Let's see. And I haven't actually decided if just reading the tablet is good enough to summon this bridge. Probably it is. Probably it is. And since they have the amulet, they are kind of getting a free pass for getting into the arcs. So basically, this is a kind of legendary hidden keep that they have tracked down. I don't know how to briefly go over the background lore of it, but current world was colonized by 4 gods known as the Four. They told everyone that they, in fact, created this world. They were sealed away about 60 years ago, but now enemies that they ran away from are, like, here trying to invade the world. So it's turning into a bit of a sci-fantasy... Not exactly. More like sci-fi is invading a fantasy world. There's, like, actually just space aliens that we're calling the Void kind of coming and invading. That's not quite right. They are black hole worshippers, effectively. And worshippers of entropy, that kind of thing. So they are finding this keep, this legendary keep, to help them with that fight, effectively, using some of the weapons of the Four to fight back. And so that keep is just what we're prepping. They're going to be trying to enter it, trying to commandeer it. Also, it's a spaceship and it flies. So many little one more detail things. Okay. Also, welcome in. Are you a GM yourself? So once they cross the bridge, feels silly to write any of this down. I don't need to workshop any of these scenes. They've been in my head for ages. But basically, after they read the tablet, a bridge appears, allowing party to cross. The rock wall opposite them disappears. Reveals a corridor. And then we have the wall and the puzzle box. After crossing the bridge, the party can see a flat stone wall with a square indentation, a square... What do you call it? A square hole. Once the puzzle box is placed inside, and the party starts activating it, spirits will appear. They will see these time anomaly spirits that are already on the map. But if they fail once, spirits will start to attack. And that's the whole thing. Let's see. Once they succeed at activating the puzzle box, let's see. Yeah, the wall will kind of like break horizontally. The wall, the door. Start to slide open. One piece slides left. One piece Slides right. Leaving a pedestal holding the puzzle box in the center. Okay. Your way of prepping is so unlike mine. It's so scripted. I don't know how else to describe it. It's interesting to see. This, yeah, I write too much here. The funny thing is, my sessions are still 95% improv. Like, these are, like, each of these blocks are, like, 10 seconds of description. And just, like, notes on what might happen, I guess. Usually I will edit these down after I get off stream. I'll edit them down to, like, what I need, to very, like, tight bullet points. But yeah, it perhaps looks more scripted than it is. And it's just so, like, I know what scenes are, so I know what scenes are coming up and what I need to start describing, but this is, like, too many words for that. I just don't like editing it while I'm on stream. I write up enough that, like, folks hanging out here kind of, like, know what's going on and what's what I'm prepping for. And then I cut it down. But you are not incorrect. That's kind of like what the secrets and clues down here are for. They're like snippets of things that they can find at random points. If they, like, are searching a room and I don't know what's there, I can come down here and, like, grab something that is vaguely relevant. Even if I didn't have something, like, seated in that location. I have a lot of stuff that I prep to help me improvise, basically. So it ends up being the opposite of scripted. Mostly just add map notes to the map on a virtual tabletop, and that's typically it. That's kind of how I like to do it for dungeons, to be honest. So I will probably end up doing both. A lot of times, especially lately, I have not been running on a map as much with the stuff we've had going on. It's been a lot of, like, outdoor stuff, a lot of social situations, a lot of going and doing things out in the world with, like, little encounters in between. Anyway, I think I'm actually mostly done writing scenes for now. Done enough writing scenes for now. We're doing a lazy bad job there at the moment because this is what I really need to get to because they might be getting here a little early. Just for a glimpse at the outside. This is the place that they are going to. Which looks like a mess right here for sure. If we activate levels here. So they'll be coming in on top. This is all they're actually going to see up here. This is like the first step into here. There's kind of a collapsed stairway here, but they can squeeze through that gap to get down to the level below, or fall all the way down here. This middle level is just like caverns and stuff. There is a way to get... this is where that pedestal is going to be for the bridge that goes across, that goes to the entrance to the keep. Here are those spirits that I was talking about. If they crawl around a little bit, they can get to this little, like, listening post down here. I could use a little more polish, frankly. Where they can get a bit of information that won't be in the keep proper. This will be some historical information that they can gather from this this older building that was set up before the keep was here. If they wander around out here enough, they can take a shortcut to the boss fight. There's gonna be, like, a lake over here with not a lake, but, you know, like an underground, a little lake, whatever. There's an underground lake with a bunch of eggs, a bunch of void eggs that are sucking up all the ley line energy that the Ark's Sustanium is supposed to be using as fuel. And the void is instead using it to fuel. There's a creature there that's using the eggs to make a new body for himself. Void things. So that's going to be the bottom layer of this map that we are working on here. Okay. So up here is kind of done enough for now. I need to dirty up these stairs on the next floor down, though. I just realized something. Oh no, I conveniently put rocks here. That'll... Okay. So this actually needs to be cracked open. I don't know. There's going to be a ton of mud here and stuff. There is going to be a waterfall here, as you can kind of see, but it's hard to do waterfalls from a top-down perspective. It's been a lot of water damage in this place. It is not in pristine condition, I would say. There's kind of like a barrier around this keep. The water has punched through over the course of years and years and years, and continued punching through. So there's like a little bit of a lake here, kind of a collapsed stairway here, and it will have. There's typically a door here. The door will have been just kind of like washed away by that water. Just there's supposed to be a door over here too, but we haven't done it yet. Haven't done it yet. Zelda jazz, that sounds great. Just totally changed the mood here. So for the general layout, this is like inside the keep, right? This is one level down. Heck. This is like the main level with the walls and whatnot. This is all like built on a crystal. Crystal that is keeping the whole thing aloft. So big cone shape. Keep on top, guts in the middle, and then there's like a couple of hangars where there are flying machines kept, and then down below that, the crystal is drawing ley line energy up from the world. But again, eggs in the way, sucking all that up, as a void monstrosity is trying to kind of reclaim a body. So that is the general shape of things. This is the core. This is like the top of the hangar. There's going to be a bunch of like barracks and rooms in here that they're probably going to be the last thing I do, because I can frankly just say it's all locked off. The power is shut down. You can't get there, which is possibly what I'm going to do to buy myself a little bit of time and do those last. Anyway, and then down here is are the hangars. One is totally busted. One is completely inoperable and totally in shit shape. The other one is okay. It's going to have a flying machine in it that works okay. Might need a little work before they can just pull it on out of the garage. And I have done 0 work on the boss room. 0 work at all. So, yeah. I'm just gonna need more room here. I might need to extend this over this way a little bit on the bottom, but I'm not totally sure. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna work on this floor last, other than I kind of want the mud and stuff over here. And perhaps why not just like totally break the wall by putting a door in it here? I don't think this will be quite... Yeah, we could do that. Oh no. Dungeon Draft gets a little bit wiggity sometimes, a little bit wobbly. I don't know if that would actually show up on an export with how small it is, but... Hello. How we doing today? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. It's going pretty well. Had a wild couple of days, and now I get to just relax, sip some decaf coffee because we're on here late, and work on some GM prep. Kind of my happy place. Just sliding in your stream. Appreciate it. Your channel looks nice. Oh, thank you. I owe it all to Doggo back here. Doggo back here is 90% of the stream quality, frankly. And then Kiwi up behind him is another 5%. So, but I'm glad you like the vibe. I take it you are a fan of the Dungeons and Dragons as well. Are you a GM or a player? Also, I wanted to take a swing at the first part of your name before the... Like, I'm pretty sure the second part of your name is just, like, Alan. But maybe I'll... But the double L's are making me second-guess myself. The first part, I am at a loss. And would love to know how to pronounce before I absolutely butcher it. I think we could almost do one of these wider doors. Oh, it is just having some trouble. It's having some trouble down there. That there wall. I might just say that's fine. Oh wow, that did nothing. Neither did that. Can I just delete some of these? Nope. No, I cannot. Nope, that's not an option. Oh, Dungeon Draft. I love you so much. But sometimes. We're gonna put some rubble here anyway. It doesn't even matter. What's your favorite game? Like video game or like tabletop RPG game? I suppose I could answer both. I think that my favorite video game is actually... I don't even know if you've heard of it, but it's called Legend of Mana. It's kind of a weird favorite game to have. But I quite love it, quite delight in it. It's like an old action RPG with really pretty bad combat, but it's like all side stories. It's like I don't know, like 50% of a D&D campaign where you're just wandering around the world, experiencing other people's stories and histories. And yeah, I just love that. I love it. It's like an anthology game done in like the best way, in my opinion. Other than the fact that the combat could be better. My favorite tabletop RPG. My favorite tabletop RPG is probably Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I'm one of those. Is there a good mud path? But I'm trying Daggerheart soon. I'm excited for that. I quite like Blades in the Dark. There's not a mud path. I have river paths. I don't have like mud paths. I don't have a good way. Well, no, I can blend. I can blend some mud onto these stairs and it'll look fine. So we'll just do that. Take a break for 2 weeks and I forget how this whole thing works. It does kind of need to be the exact same mud texture as up above. Can I copy that between layers? Could I just do that? Sticky filters. Patterns. On all layers, yeah. All right, give me that. We'll head on down here. Paste it. Oh, it works. It works a bit, it does. Okay. Things we gotta do. Put this up. It's gotta be above walls, which is gonna be weird. And then we got to go back to pattern shape tool, edit points. There we go. I kind of wish I could just like mass delete points. Is this easier than going and finding the right mud texture? Couldn't tell you. Wish I could like multi-select these points. Ooh, that was close. I'm afraid to touch this. Ah, I see it's overlapped. I'm afraid to touch this blue floor texture at all for exactly what just happened in the mud texture. I've had a couple of textures disappear on me when they like overlap in weird ways, and I'm definitely doing some weird stuff with this floor texture. That's probably enough. I can use these dots here. I do almost wish I could mask it. Getting it like right up to the edge here is going to be a trick. Okay. Can I? This is not the final shape of this, but I want to see if I can preview it. Yeah, but it kind of doesn't work because of the way the transparency works. That's very funny. That's very funny. This will be like a hard line. I'm a little afraid to touch this texture, too. I think I'll just need to adjust this mud to kind of go over the edge of this a bit more. That's probably good enough. We'll see eventually. Okay. We gotta take off grid snapping. Get some more organic shapes in here. Like that great 90-degree curve. That's excellent. I think we're going to do some water over the top of this, so I'm not too worried about, like, making it a perfect edge over there. I guess it would kind of pool at the bottom here. I don't know if I care that much. I don't know if I care that much about that. I know this doesn't look that great, but they're never gonna see this like wedge shape back here. This will be blocked by a wall. That's probably good enough for now. Do you actually like this effect of it kind of spreading out on some of the stairs? Like it specifically looks like it's spread out on that edge. I want to do some shadow stuff. I'm not sure the best way to do lighting to... Probably just have it be brighter up here. We'll set like an actual light in the scene. But I might do a little bit of a shadow. What is it? Shadow path? Double shadow path. Double shadow path small. Gosh dang it. There we go. Double shadow path small 75. I'm on the wrong layer. Above walls over. You want it to grow in. Might need to be smaller than... Is there a very small? That's doing a good enough job. That's doing a good enough job, I think. I like that. That's all I need. Just a little bit. Can't borrow some of these for this, right? No, these don't look great. Don't look great for that. Look very tree-like. Shadow full circle medium 100. Try that. Why did it only give me the small ones? There we go. All right, sure. Sure. I just realized water is not gonna... I had to put it above walls. So it can't be below water. Which is a bit of a... How can I do this? If I do this to be below water... Oh, it's just gone? I thought I made the floor bring to front. No? Shoot. I thought I made this floor below water. I guess I could probably still just do that. Below water, send it back. Okay. And then the stairs. Okay, let's see. Patterns. Objects. The dog dude's got to be above walls. Oh my god. Negative. Negative. Deselect, please. Below water. Send it back. What the? Ah, heck. Objects are always above patterns. I forgot. Okay. Below ground. Bring to front. Boy, oh boy. And the doors are... Sorry. I forgot as well that doors are part of walls and walls are above. Okay, before I delete everything, can we just see? All tool. Sure. I don't have any choice for the walls on layers. And I don't have any choice for the water. Okay, well, we'll just undo. Yeah. Okay. Sag. There must be... I've got to have water patterns. But that's not ideal. But whatever. Water's going to just look different below ground, and I'm not going to worry about it. Excuse me. Oh, hush dog. You're okay. Water opaque. Ooh, is there a water... There's got to be a water not opaque, right? Water opaque suggests... Water still overlay. Okay. Put it on the wrong layer because I am super smart. Pattern above walls. It's in the front already. Okay. Then I can do like the waterfall object under that. I'm okay with how this is looking. I might be mad about it once I see how they layer up, but I don't really care. Oh boy. I know. We'll have bigger waterfall effects down below, so don't need to worry about that right now. Okay. All right. Not a bad bit of work. I do still probably need to put up like a broken door here or something, but let's see, like a canted, blessed door. I think that's fine. And it is what to mirror? A is mirror. Oh. Yeah, no, that's correct. Okay. Let's freak it out. Okay. Maybe we just have one door. The other door, I could literally have like a broken door at the bottom. I like that better. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look up top. I should really go... Oh boy, if I edit this now, I just realized I've made a mistake. It changes all the watercolor. Oh boy. Well, that's closer to the color down there, right? There it is. Path tool. Edit points. Oh boy. Okay. Should go make the boss room and not mess with this. This doesn't matter that much. Whoopsies. Holy moly. Oh my god. There we go. We got it. We hit it. Mostly. Can I do this? I can. Oh my god. That's so much better. Wow. Okay. We're gonna do the old hide it with rocks trick. So many rocks. This is about right, but they're too big. Here's kind of what I'm looking for. Would love like tighter bunches of this. Which I think exists. Because I like used it in the floor below. I guess we maybe turn fuzzy search a little more fuzzy. I'll try rubble. Oh. I did want more like rounded shapes than these. Here's some. And small rotating is Z. Yeah, hide it with rocks. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. Got that waterfall thing going on. So I think we just got to make the boss room all the way down below. Let's see, how long have we been going? Hour and a half? Okay, I think I'm going to take a quick break. Going to run upstairs, stretch my legs a little bit. We'll come back. We will hammer out the kind of boss room area and go from there. So, catch you guys in a couple of minutes. Thank you for hanging out. I'm excited to keep rolling on this. right, I am back. Short little break. Is there any friendly zone for digital artist? What do you mean? Let's see. So we've got all the upper floors kind of in an okay state. I'm gonna extend this whole map to the right a little bit and hope it doesn't break things. Call it 5 tiles to the right. You can't undo a map size change. Please save her back up first. Okay, you got it. Thank you for the reminder, Dungeon Draft. Thank you. 5 tiles to the right. Now our upper floors are still totally fine, totally in order. Cool. Okay. Compare level, main hall. This is where the waterfall kind of is. Like, I know, vaguely aware of a few communities that are friendly to digital artists, but I'm not totally sure. Not totally sure what you're looking for. Okay, blank canvas. Blank canvas syndrome, man. Just blank canvas hurts my brain. Let's see. So we can... So there's going to be a big old lake right in the middle here. So I'm just going to start with that. Start with the water brush. Let's get some, like, dark. Kind of like purple in there for this. Excellent place to start. Okay. Just realized I should probably have some of this like draining back to the other cavern. See how much I care. We'll see it. We'll see how much I care about that. Oh, let's have a loop around. What in the world just happened? What was that? That was very weird. Okay. Okay, so we've got that. Let's do Do I still have this map up? Yes, I do. So is this kind of brown rock? Okay, okay. This brown rock, this brown floor, rocky floor texture. So that's easy to do. Oh, and I had this kind of gray rock as the background. I'll probably do that as well here, but we'll see. Pattern shape tool. Oh. Cave floor 6. These maps aren't going to be that connected. I'm not that worried about it. We're going to rough this out a little bit. So bottom left is kind of where this connects. Oh, let's... hold on. Okay. So down like 8 tiles from... eight tiles from kind of the front door. So like right here-ish. So we're gonna rough it out. We're gonna rough it out. And we'll bring it in later. Oh no. Oh, the dots off the grid are bad. I forgot. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Undo. This should be below water. God, where was it? Can I redo? Right there, okay. And we're gonna take it easy here. Boop, 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 boop. 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 Something like that. Okay. And we do the path tool. Above walls is fine for this. Rock. Cave. Okay. So this kind of stalactite-y one. It's a bit... I think that's the one? This looks pretty dark, but this looks not dark enough. Like this looks... Oh, that's that one. This one looks correct. Wonder why. Okay, we are not married to where that one goes. I'm buddy. Something like that. A little hard to see when you're zoomed out. could just have like shadows under them here to help with that. So we'll do that.
Hey, Joe. Hi. What's up?
I think dog wants to play, but I am slightly preoccupied at the present. Let's see, shadow path half or something. Shadow path. Maybe it's not even half. It's just like shadow path. Yeah, V small. Turn off compare levels. Shadow path. Medium. Yeah, that's like too much. Okay, so I think we do want small. Maybe it's... Oh, I don't know, man. It's like a little more than that. We'll just change this width to 1.5. How about that? Oh my god. I guess that's about right, actually. I don't know if we have any folks who are as addicted to custom maps as I am. Enjoy making custom maps. But, like, shadows add so much. Add so much detail and, like, life to a map, in my opinion. It's very nice. And, like, readability as well. Just keeping in mind where shadows ought to be. Or, like, helping to kind of show where things start and end, or whatever. Wish there was an easy way to turn shadows off and on, just to, like, do a compare and contrast. How the map looks with and without shadows. If I were thinking ahead, I could take some screenshots and show that. But I always do shadows, like, immediately. As soon as I'm like, I need a shadow here, I do the shadow right then. I do not split my map making up into functional phases whatsoever. Which often means that I spend too much time detailing. Like, one thing that doesn't matter very much because I want to do it just right away as soon as I think of it. And then end up not spending enough time detailing some other important things. But I do consider this. I consider these shadows pretty important myself. Because when I first put the walls down, I was talking about, like, man, it's kind of hard to read. Kind of hard to read where this wall is. I feel like shadow just helps a ton. Breaks up the brown on brown a little bit. I just double clicked there, but it didn't make a horrible monstrosity, so it's fine. It doesn't matter as much when it's like over the water, but I still like it to be there. This particular wall texture is tricky because it has all these like little alcoves in the back. These little like holes in the back of the texture. And if you go too far back, you start to see it out behind, so you have to be very like strict where you put your actual walls, your line of sight blockers. Sign myself up for a lot of tedium with how I prep things, but I like it. Like I said earlier, it's kind of my happy place, so. So don't bother me none. Except when I start to think too much about how I need this all done tomorrow. If you wait too long, it's a little stressful, I suppose. I try to make my dungeons not super linear, but one benefit of linear dungeons is you know what you have to prep right away, as opposed to this bonkers thing where they can just go in any direction they want. This could be the third room they end up in. So that just helps, even zoomed out, and they're never going to be this zoomed out. Even zoomed out a little bit, it helps like differentiate the wall from the floor. I think I also maybe darkened the floor just a little bit. I think I did. Is that right? I can't tell. Looks about the same. I think I did, maybe just a little. Let's try it. Filter, pattern, grab this. Right color. Oh, heck. Even that little bit, I think, helps readability just a touch. Okay. Let's edit these points. Yeah. So I want this kind of tight to the walls so I can do the kind of like other rock texture in the back. Being a little more picky with it than I think I need to be, but whatever. Bring this over there. Am I the only one who kind of does just like this kind of tedious work? Just like getting these lines just the right spots. That's good enough. One there. So what I don't want is that super sharp line showing up on the back end. It almost just doesn't matter, but that's what I'm trying to avoid. All the same. Good enough. Oh, and you know what? We'll do a grid snap for this last dot there. I don't mind so much if the one at the edge, for utility purposes, so it doesn't have to fall off the map, is a little bit sharper. No one is probably gonna see that? Probably. Oh boy, but I did throw a dot off the edge here. That's fine. We're not gonna worry about it. I probably don't need to change it. Probably. Dungeon Draft doesn't have a great way to save a dot that's been tossed off the edge of the map. You can see I just can't hover anything over here. So, yeah. All right. Oh, now the question. Do I let this suffice? Or do I do the shoreline wall? Probably do the shoreline wall. Is probably the answer. First of all, let's compare levels to the main hall so we can see where that waterfall lands. I can't see where the waterfall lands. Right there. I so cannot see it. Oh, not the courtyard. I said the main hall, bro. Still can't see it. It's so hard to see in the water. See it in the nothing. Not the courtyard. There we go. There we go. That'll help us line some stuff up. Okay. Back to the object tool, back to the waterfall. Oh. Okay. I don't even think those are the ones. Oh, these are sick. These are so much better. Not above walls. Kind of hard to see that in there, but whatever. Do like an under. There was like some of that foam stuff. Down below? Where was that? Like this? Maybe that doesn't look great. Okay, that's fine. That's good enough for me. Do they have good, like, good alien looking egg texture in here? Not the kind I'm really looking for. Which is fine. I kind of need like a token of it anyway. So I'd rather put it there in Foundry. Okay. Just means the map will look slightly less impressive here. Maybe this needs to be more watery. Now that I think of it, they're supposed to be like a big old creature kind of swimming through here. Or at least able to swim through here. This should probably be at least 10 feet wide, huh? And I should do some shadow work here as well. What was it? Shadow circle? Oh boy. I don't remember. We'll find him. Shadow full circle. Large. Need to be even larger than that. Working on D&D maps? I am indeed. Doing kind of like a stacked multi-level map. We are doing like a underground lake boss cavern thing right now. Under kind of a flying keep that is currently hidden under a mountain. So there's kind of a few layers of detail, but in addition to the layers of map. So this is like the top level of the keep. We have some water that's like punched into where this this floating castle is hidden. You can see this is kind of like the courtyard. It's got the keep here. Things are not totally well with it. It's a little out unkempt. And then below that is kind of like the guts of the keep, guts of this weird spaceship thing that it actually is. Some of that water has drained down and turned into water damage on the main level, I guess you could say, the internal level. There's like some hangers down below that go up to that ring up above. And then far down below, that water kind of tumbles out here and has filled this cave down below with liquid. So I'm doing pretty well, thanks. How about you? Thanks for stopping by. I take it you yourself are into D&D, perhaps a GM yourself? Oh no. My shadow search got reset. You draw D&D characters? I myself have gotten into art a little bit, and I've been trying to... My goal is to be able to draw my own D&D character by the time we get into the meat of the next campaign that I play in. Maybe not super well, but that's my goal. We're gonna do something here. Just gonna do scale 4, scale 3, scale 2, scale 1. Maybe we'll even do a... bit like that. Maybe we'll do another layer here. 3. Ooh, that's too much. That's too dark. 2. And a 1. Characters for a friend of her campaign. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Had a friend of mine draw the character that I will be playing in that next campaign as kind of like the initial portrait, and I want to keep drawing new versions as we go. But my friend very, very graciously drew that for me. $50, $75. Is this too dark? Kinda. Do like a... But only lets me go up to scale 4. Okay. So under all this stuff, I'll do a bit of like a ring of these shadows as well. I don't know how to make... Oh, I could have like a... Okay. Crystal. We'll have it red for now. There was like a 3x3 one, right? I don't know if there are big honking enough crystals, but I could do a few. I should almost make it another layer so I can independently adjust the transparency on the map as needed. I can do that. there are some 2x2 ones. Okay. Level settings, create. Crystal overlay. Compare with the Undercavern. Back to the object. Oh, we still have one of the crystals. So I guess I just should not. I shouldn't set the transparency here at all. I should keep it totally opaque and then set the transparency in Foundry. Crystal red cluster. Do that. I did really think there were some 3x3 one. Oh, there is. This one. I don't have a great way to make it look upside down, but that's fine. Oh, I already have it on 4x scale. Okay. Something like that. Where'd my 3x3 boy go? There it is. Okay. Something like that is probably good enough. Maybe something more like this. Yeah, I like that a little better than like the full spiky crystals coming out. To do a blue version too. To do a blue version too. Okay. It's a decent amount of work to get an identical blue version. I'll just tint it. I'll just tint it. Easy enough. It'll turn purple, but I don't really care. I don't really care. It's fine. So we got that. Got the waterfall over here. A couple other things to do down here. This terrain dirt, I want to be more like this slate rock. Which one's in the back right now? Is it the dirt? Whatever, we'll figure it out. A little bit more darker one, I think. And then I have a kind of gravel texture on it. Not that one. Then we had kind of a more golden one. It's kind of the same. It's just this stuff, I think. A little lower intensity. Ideally, only the GM ever sees any of this anyway, but you know, stuff happens. Alrighty. Now back to the other question of do I try to kind of make like a riverbank here? Maybe. Darn, I do think that adds something. Heck. Gosh dang it, I gotta do more work. I've given myself more work to do. there are some spots where I will simply have to go in and redraw some of the water. Especially since, as you just saw, these paths have a tendency to kind of like move every once in a while when you put down a point. It'll like drag previously placed stuff along. So even if you dodge the coastline in one spot, it's not set in stone. Like you just saw there, the whole line just kind of morphed all of a sudden. So I'll have to go back and look and see, make sure nothing looks super ugly. We did it. Okay. Yeah, I do like that a lot. Gosh dang it. Okay. Mostly looks fine over here. Mostly. Not what I meant. Not what I meant to do. It's fine. This one could use help. Yeah, okay. Oh, didn't even see that guy. Let's see. Yeah, it's fine. This is not. Okay. Looking pretty good. Not as much to edit as I thought at first. I think some of those line movements were in my favor. Okay, cool. Cool. Helps it feel a little more carved in. Like, comparing these two coastlines, I like this much better than... Like, this kind of looks like the water is creeping up onto the land, which is not quite... Not quite what we're looking for. This way? No. This way. Cool, cool. All right. Yeah, I just like that so much better. Okay. Could do a shadow in the middle of this, but it kind of already is doing that. We can see what it looks like, though. Battle Path. What was it? Full? Nope. Double? What is it? Oh, it's double at the front. That's too small. Transition and fade, maybe? Doesn't look that faded. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know if that adds anything. It's fine. Should have done a fade out on it, frankly, but whatever. Okay, so there's going to be some rubble down here. There's going to be a canted door, so... I want that rubble. We don't want the wood shards in there. This is getting closer. Oop. Don't need to be at scale 4 anymore. And then we'll do one. Back to below water and under. Let's get that kind of illusion of the rocks kind of like coming out of the water. Find a broken door. Maybe we'll go a little less fuzzy. That'll do. Doesn't need to be... Doesn't need to be front and center. It's just down there. Okay. Do we need more rubble in here? I don't really think so. There hasn't been like a ton of damage. Yeah. We'll throw more in here. It's kind of bland down here right now. don't need to go to him. I think that looks fine. To do like little bits of it along the way. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Could have some like crystal that these eggs are kind of gonna be set around. I tint this to be a bit darker. Yes is the answer. One with more of like a center bit. Yo, this stuff's cool. I gotta remember this. This looks voidy as heck. Gotta use that for something. Maybe I'll do a layer with this as well. As with these as like the eggs. Let's maybe do that. Yeah. Because I love these. I love the look of these a lot. Boop. Level setting. Good lord. I thought I was in the crystal overlay for a second. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I am not. Scared the heck out of me, though. Egg single. That's not going to be in the right spot, but that's because it's just one. It's just one. I'm going to export this and like use it as a token, I think. But we're also going to do one more level. I'm going to have so many things to export, man. Egg bundle. Back to the object tool. Oh, I should have been changing the rotation on these. Should have randomized all those a little bit, but that's okay. Cool. That looks good. That looks good. Alrighty, man. So we'll populate some of those around that. All right, I'm not totally sure what I want to add to this. It feels a little simple, but I don't know what else to do with it, really. I got a message from someone who commissioned me for some music. And I was like, I'll look at it later. I'll look at it later. I'll look at it later. And I finally just succumbed to weakness and checked, and they were like, this is great. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. I'm also really happy with how it turned out, but that doesn't stop you, you know, from stressing. What's this? I don't know. Instead of coming up with stuff to try to complicate this right now, I might just wait to see what I think of when I go on a walkabout with the doggo. I was a little worried he was gonna freak out when I said that word. He's out. Not as out as I thought, maybe. Here's the creaking of the chair, and he's like, gotta check it out. So you cutie. We'll give you a little bit of... You love this dog. Don't pay attention to the rest of the mess back there. Just focus on the dog. Okay. I might... There is a bit much more to do up here. I said, don't compare the levels. What are you doing? Turn it off. Weird game. Okay. You have a bit more to do here. Okay. Honking. I gotta work on some music before they get here too. Got a bit of a custom music that I want to play as they're entering here. Uh-oh, I should check mine. Okay. I don't trust Restream to like show me my YouTube chat ever. But it should be. Okay. Let's compare the hangar level. Is that right? Something like that works. Okay. Until I cover it up. So I guess first we'll go ahead, find this floor pattern again, because that's never been tricky for me to do. It's not this, it's down here. I did it so fast. Okay. Where do I want to go with this? So it definitely ends over here. I think we can snap this for the most part. So this goes all the way around here for sure. Something like this. No, I want it to just be 10 feet wide. Heck, we'll move it later. It's fine. We'll play with those later. This would only be like 5-ish feet wide. I guess it's like this. And it should go out. Oh, man. I don't know. Floors, man. It's complicated. That looks actually about right. I mean, not all of it looks about right, but that section over there looked about right to me. Something like that. That looks about right all the way around. Doesn't look extraordinarily thinner on the sides, so good enough for me. Okay. I'm gonna do something a little weird here. Just get this straight line in here. Nope. God dang heck. There we go. Roughly to there, and this should go roughly to there. It's a bit wide, but whatever. But whatever, man. So this is not totally... No, it is. Breaking my brain, dude. It looks like it thins out down here, but it totally doesn't. Perfectly on the line the whole way. It's just my brain. All right, sure. Kind of forgot that I can just make this whole thing this texture. I kind of forgot. Hello, what this name is. I'm doing pretty well, thanks. I'm, you know, getting way in the weeds with this map, but I am doing great. Having a good time. I think I'm just gonna redo this. I think we just... Let's see, filter 2 patterns, grab this guy, delete this guy, grab this guy, delete this guy. And then we're gonna do one of these, do one of these. Below water is good for these patterns, that's good, okay. So we'll go like here, and then we bend it out. It should be like somewhere on this line, right? Like there? Yeah, perfect. And then over here, do the same. Here. Here. And finally, here and here. Okay, and then I'm gonna edit some points here. Yeah, perfect. We just very carefully delete all these. Okay, we'll move this guy out of the way. Delete that one, move this guy back. Okay. Cool. This is a program. This is called Dungeon Draft. Oh, I actually need to cut out this here as well. We're on Snap? Cool. And we gotta do the same thing over... Oh, this is gonna mess me up. It's gonna mess me up for sure. Okay. But yeah, I love this program. This program is called Dungeon Draft. Very helpful for making maps, of course. Oh boy. Okay. Just very, very carefully. Don't turn invisible. Okay. It didn't break. Thank goodness. Okay. Nope. Yeah, this program is like $30, I think. And well worth it for me anyway. I love making custom maps and I love the software for it. I'm using a lot of custom assets from creators that are on Patreon. Forgotten Adventures and Tom Kartos. They're both also fantastic. I did miss one thing with this. Send it back. There we go. Okay. You just export the map as a PDF or PNG and then move the player circle icons on it. That's pretty much correct. Yeah, I export it as a PNG, works just fine. And then I actually have, let's see if it's still up. Yeah. So I run the game then in this software called Foundry, which is my virtual tabletop of choice. And you can see it's got like tokens for creatures and you can like move them around. You can have them. It's got like automatic rolls for when you attack things or make like saving throws, that kind of thing. So yeah. This is kind of the other half of it. This is the actual game. Let's see. And now we're back in the map editor. So I just import it to that other software as like tiles and then move them around as I need. There's a hallway here. I forget what the name of this wall is called. Oh well, I'll find it. Clicking into the search box kind of slowed everything down there for a second. Okay. This is the middle line. Oh, this is the middle line. What did I do before? What was I thinking before? I guess I was in the middle of the square and I was thinking here and here, which makes sense. Something like this. Ain't bad. This guy will have to extend a little bit further, but that is fine. Totally fine. This guy's in the middle of a square, so like... Here? Yeah. Oh no, that's actually just not correct. Whoops. So complicated. Whatever, I'll figure out the... I know where this wall has to go, so we could just do this. Could actually end here. Still didn't grasp the mechanics of D&D such as dices or stats, so hopefully after watching a few videos on YouTube I can catch on. That's a good way to start for sure. It ends up being pretty, I don't want to say straightforward, but you get the general concept of things after a little while. So loosey-goosey. Like, a lot of the rules end up kind of rhyming a little bit, if that makes sense. So it gets a bit easier to get the hang of stuff. Math is hard. I just end that wall there for now. Okay, so we want this to be like that. And for this one, we have to... That one's easy enough. This one will need to be not snapped to grid. Something like that. I'm obsessing over this line. Okay. You making this for a campaign, or are you gonna host? I am making this for a campaign, yeah. I run a game on Wednesdays, so you'll they'll be maybe seeing this tomorrow. Maybe. See how far I get. Oh, I could just do that. That's pretty easy. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I hope your D&D curiosity takes you far, and hope you stick around. We do a lot of tabletop stuff around here, but I also make like music for tabletop RPGs. So I am deep in that obsession. Let's see. This should be symmetrical, right? So I could just do... I could move this guy here. Yeah, that looks fine. Have the hallway just widen a little bit at the end. Easy. We done it. Get this guy out of here. Yeah, that's fine. I very well might. Is that a question about like how I'm doing this map? Let's see. Not edit points. Click. Yeah, I very well might edit this as they go through it. Definitely it helps for me to just like get it done and then work on it more as needed. But we will see. Because they might get to this like tomorrow, so it very well might be. They might be going through this, and it might be like too late for me to adapt it too much very soon. Let's see. So this was like down 1 square, over 1 square. Yeah, just like this. And then to the middle square here. That looks right. And then we just take this all the way along the line to the wall. Whew. This is intensive. Let's see. Something like this. No. Yes. Correct. Then to the middle of this square, and then all the way to the edge. Okay, all right. Holy moly. Brain is frying. I did that on the wrong diagonal, slightly. Gotta move this buddy over there. Okay. Just want this line to be symmetrical is all. That's all I want. Okay. Oops. Oops, not like that. Okay. Snap is on. I'll put this point here, and then we'll try like, oop. Something like that. Maybe. Maybe we'll see. Let's put the door in and we'll see what that looks like. Okay. Take snapping off. We'll put this like right. That looks like it's on the line. Bam. Doesn't look perfect, but I don't know if I care. I've got stuff to do. Like that. I almost wish I could make this wider, but whatever. Okay. Did you ever use Dungeon Scrawl? A little bit. Yeah, I've used Dungeon Scrawl before. I've kind of fallen into a bit of an addiction with Dungeon Draft, but Dungeon Scrawl is one that I recommend to folks pretty often, especially for... It's pretty nice for, like, quickly hammering stuff together, getting, like, a floor layout together. Clearly, I like to go a little overboard, but Dungeon Scrawl is great. We could put some statues inside here to fill this little bit of space beyond the door. I could almost... Let me just see what this looks like. Narrowing to the end? Is that sensible? I don't think I hate it. I think I like it more than having it kind of tilting out into the walls. I know it can do a lot in it, but can one go into detail in it? In Dungeon Scroll, I'm not totally sure. It's free though, right? Am I misremembering? Kind of wasted space here is mine. I would say you can go into detail in Dungeon Scroll. You probably, from my understanding, can't do stuff like what I've done in here, where I've just, like, slapped together a pretty complicated scene by just, like, layering up tiles and stuff. So, like, you can go into detail, but I don't know if you can, like, kit bash scenes together quite as easily as you can in Dungeon Draft. But basically what I'd use it for is kind of quickly sketching out the shape of a dungeon or a battle map, and then I would bring it into Dungeon Draft as like a overlay, and then I would sketch around it and then like fill it in with details. Because that's like, building out the shape of rooms here is a little bit slow sometimes. Okay. I'll have to wall off this kind of spilled over sand and water texture over here, but that's fine. So one of these sides is going to be like a barracks plus medical. This will be like an armory over here, I think. Can I snap this to here? I can. Oh, that's so good. Okay, sick. I don't need this guy here at all. I've been like a little sick for a couple of days. I just keep getting these like sinus headaches, and it is the worst. It's the worst. Yeah. That might convince me to go get dinner and start working on the music pretty quick, because that's getting the music together is a little more important to me than filling out the optional rooms around the side here. Yeah, I might actually just do that. Because all I need... I should put a door in here, I guess. think I just should continue using these guys. One of my players is going to get real annoyed with these moderately tight hallways. I should have made these a little wider. On the diagonals. Never thought about adding music. You just blew my mind, not gonna lie. That's kind of my main thing, is composing music, actually. Like, I am also obsessed with D&D. And they're both very melded together in my mind. So, I have a lot of D&D focused music. Hey, am I worried about... I'm a little worried about Turkon being able to fit through these diagonal hallways. Man. All right. All that work. Figuring out these, like, perfect points. And I'm just gonna ruin it. There. Now Turkon should be able to fit through these hallways. Do you make like 20 soundtracks for the situations like what they do in the Pokemon games? Kinda, yeah. I've got like a fight song, you know, like a mystery song, a weird mystery song, a like kind of tension about to fight song. I gotta go one more whole square. So yeah, I try to do a whole soundtrack about it. What am I doing? Like up here. Like that? Is that what I want to do? Do I want to send this all the way? I think this is what I want to do. It's turning into a bit of a square, but that's fine. Did I do it over here yet? No. Yeah. Turkon can now get through these hallways just fine. Okay. Okay. Started playing Baldur's Gate 2 and it was kind of quiet. I thought something was about to come running the second time, like a golem that almost killed my party. Oh man, yeah. Music in games can be very powerful, which is why I like to include it in my D&D games. It's kind of like a... I haven't played Baldur's Gate 2. I played a bit of 1, and I played a bit of 3. I'm a little embarrassed that I haven't finished either of them, but I've not played 2. Okay, I should put a door over here like I was starting to do before. We have the door over here. Great. Put a door here. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if I want to put doors for those ancillary rooms just yet. Yeah, I just don't know if I want to. So, One thing I kind of want to do real quick is put some of that cave wall around this whole thing. Kind of a quick win. We can do this. This can be a below water layer. That's fine. Don't snap to grid here. Oh no, I had it fade. Yeah, it's fine. Can I do it to a transition out fade as well? Not really, but that's fine. So it doesn't matter. Is there if they see down below on the hallways? I think so, yeah. It's fine to leave this transparent. Heck. Under. Oh, I said this was a quick win. Should really be putting this on the hanger layer, actually, but whatever. Oh, I should have put this as even more. Should have tinted this even lower, but whatever. I think the effect is going to be good enough. Okay. This a bit on the upper layer if they wanted. Yeah, a little bit of it. A little bit of it. Enough of it. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Oh boy. In Baldur's Gate 2, in the first floor of dungeon I explored, everything but one door, which has a boss in it for later, I assume. Enemies too strong. I did that in Baldur's Gate 3 as well. There's a spot where you can definitely get into some early trouble. Went to the Mastermind's precious room. Alarm activates. 30 seconds later, a golem who said it couldn't attack unless ordered came. Tapped the party on 4 HP. Half on 25 to 30. Roosh. How much of it is overground? So this whole thing is kind of a floating, flying castle that is currently parked in a cavern. So it's like in the top of a cavern, hanging over an underground lake. From underneath, it just looks like kind of a crystal formation coming out of the ceiling a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if that answers your question. But, you know, this whole thing is kind of like the fortress, inside of the fortress, more inside of the fortress, and then down here is kind of the underwater, well, not underwater, underground lake area. All right. Oh, and I have so much, just in case, I have so much, like, fight to prep on this map. Okay. All right. I have a lot I gotta do, and the headache's starting to come for me a little bit, I think. So, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Maybe go grab some dinner and stuff, and finish up a lot of this probably offline, just because there's a lot I gotta do. So, more than I originally anticipate. Ooh, underground with the red crystal looks similar to the battle to Baldur's Gate 2 start. Interesting. Probably sucking up inspiration from similar sources. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out and saying hi and checking things out. Thank you, what this name is, and Alan, thanks for the follows today. That was great. Great to have you guys. Hopefully we see you around again. I will be streaming tomorrow. We'll be streaming the game that I'm gonna run with this map that we've been working on. I'm gonna try next week to stream music on Monday. Here's hoping. Here's hoping next week is less wild than this week. And yeah, so we'll be doing that if we can. And by then, the channel's name on Twitch here might be changed to 20-Sided Songs, so be aware of that. A lot of folks are used to seeing me around as BG Varus, but we're going to be changing the name of the channel to match all the music stuff that we do. So keep an eye on that. I hope all of you have a wonderful start and rest of your week, and I'll see you all again real soon. Goodbye.